Good morning, everyone. Moving forward with current affairs, first and foremost, our topic that we have is the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, right? Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, I think every one of you have heard regarding this. Am I right? Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission in the news, isn't it? Yes. It's basically about the health cards that we have, isn't it? The health cards, the digitalized health cards that we have, that the government of India has initiated. And recently it has been in news because this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, okay, it has got integrated. The government has announced its integration with Arogya Setu app, and every one of us know that it's an app which has proved to be very, very beneficial during the COVID pandemic. Whether you want to know regarding the slots of vaccines, any kind of information regarding any people who is getting contact with the virus or any other information regarding it, the Arogya Setu app has helped us, right? And if you see, what are the benefits of this Ayushman Bharat digital mission? Everything is digitalized. Once everything is digitalized, you can think about building a health ID. You will be able to get a digidoctor. Digidoctor means digitalized doctor without going directly personally in front of a doctor. With the help of digitalized system, smart system, you can avail the facilities of the doctor, right? Health facility registry, this is very, very important. Personal health records. If you see personal health record, what's the problem with India? If you see, there are piles and piles of patients, but there are very few numbers of doctors, right? Imagine, suppose you have a certain problem and you have gone for a checkup towards a clinician or a doctor, and he or she will check up, the person will give you the medicines required, and then after a year or two, if you return back to him again with some other issues or the same issue, normally the doctor does not recognize the patients. Am I right? In case of India, the doctors does not recognize the patients. Why is it so? Because of huge number of people. Now whatever underlying condition or underlying diseases you have shown to him earlier, he will not remember anything. Of course, I am not saying that this is the fault of our doctor. No, it's not the fault, but it's the system that we have been following since time, right? And as a result, our doctor gives generalized treatments, right? If there are any underlying causes, he will not ask, he will directly give the medicine. But if you see, if some kind of personal health records are maintained in a database, right? If you have shown to your doctor, everything will be maintained in the database. And whenever you go to a doctor, or whether it's a digitalized system, if you come up with a doctor, that doctor, once he or she opens up your unique health ID, then that person will be able to see what kind of underlying conditions you have, and based on that you will be prescribed with medicine. This is the benefit of the digitalized system. Then if you see, e-pharmacy, basically online pharmacy, right? Without going to the shops personally, just you can, there are many websites, there are many apps. You can just click it, pay it, whether it's a prepaid, you can pay it earlier, or cash on delivery, the postpaid system, right? That's the e-pharmacy. Even I myself, I take this e-pharmacy values and telemedicine, right? These are some of the benefits of Ayushman Bharat digitalized mission. And of course, You can see that citizens will be able to give their doctors, the health providers, one-time access to this data. It's very much encrypted, very much safe, just because your doctor will be able to look through your diseases or underlying conditions one time. It doesn't mean that every time he will be able to recheck it whenever he or she wants. It's not the case. Whenever you are visiting, you can give your unique ID, the password, whatever things are required, you can give it, and then it's a one-time use for the doctor as well. So this is all about this mission, and it has got integrated with Arogya Setu app. Next, World Food Program. This is very, very important. If you see why World Food Program has came in news. World Food Program, one thing I would like to say, in the year 2020, okay, this WFP, World Food Program, was honored with the Nobel Prize. And Nobel Prize for a particular category. Can you imagine any rough guesses for which category the World Food Program got the Nobel Prize? It's for the peace, Nobel Prize for peace, right? Why? Because this World Food Program, its main objective is to provide food to those areas in which there is a deficit of the food security, right? If you basically focus on the African countries where there are a lot of food deficiency, isn't it? Because of lack of money. So in those places, in those many parts of the world, this World Food Program is doing a really, really great work. And now it has again came to the news because you can see this much, 5,000 metric ton of wheat has been provided to the Afghanistan by the World Food Program as a part of humanitarian assistance, right? As a part of assistance, as a part of help. This amount of wheat has been provided to the Afghanistan, right? And then if you see, the most important part is that its main another aim is to fight micronutrient deficiency, isn't it? In some poor countries, or if you say the developing countries, the main problem associated with it is the deficiency, different types of deficiencies that are associated. And now, in order to reduce these kinds of deficiency, the World Food Program provides the required amount of food, and as a result, it can help in reducing this micronutrient deficiency. And along with it, it also helps in the reduction of child mortality, right? Improve maternal health. Maternal health is also very, very important. Once a woman starts with its pregnancy period, the woman's health becomes very much vulnerable towards any kind of diseases. And this is the reason for which improvement of the maternal health is very, very important. And then combat diseases. And if you see, these HIV/AIDS is also included. So this World Food Program not only provides food, but also puts a broader perspective towards the eradication of diseases. Okay? And now, okay, tell me one thing. Do you remember about cloud computing? So the thing is that rather than storing, earlier what we used to do, we used to store our things in memory cards, in USB devices, in some external storage devices, right? But there was a chance that if you store in these kinds of devices, sometimes there could be some kind of problems. They are also not a safe way to store, isn't it? If those external devices gets damaged, then your entire thing gets lost. So these kinds of problems we have, and this is the reason for which today we have this cloud computing system, storing in the cloud. That means storing over the net, right? If you want to store something, you can store it in Google Drive, you can store it in these kinds of Microsoft drives, or whatever drives you have now, you can store it in the cloud. With the help of the net, the storage facility has become much more easier. So similarly, in case of the World Food Program, this Alibaba cloud is a cloud computing part. Okay, this Alibaba cloud is helping the World Food Program to develop a world hunger map. Very, very important. World hunger map. You cannot imagine. There are still certain parts of the world which are still surviving. The people are still surviving out of hunger, right? So this is very, very important, and this map is being, this data is being taken, the data will be stored in the clouds, and it's believed to get completed by the year 2030. And by 2030, whatever data has been retrieved, everything will be analyzed, and based on that, the sustainable developmental goals that we have, the 17 sustainable developmental goals, okay, that we have for the broader perspective of humanity, it can be achieved, whether it's regarding the removal of hunger, problems related to the climate, everything are included under sustainable developmental goals, and these can be reduced to a greater way if this world hunger map is created, and then it will be able to keep a check on everything.